Hi, everyone, and welcome to our online masterclass. We've got a great lineup for you tonight. We'll be looking at and talking about some of our early experiences, some of the challenges we faced when we started on this plasma journey. We will be looking at some of the solutions that we found, some of the wonderful solutions, what we saw in the market, what's working, what's not working, how those great solutions are now built into one of the best training programs in Australia. And we will be talking about that training program, about the special promotion that's running on that training program at the moment. And then, of course, tonight we will be going to do two treatment demonstrations. The first one with the CONUS tip, a completely non-invasive treatment. And then we'll also be doing a brow lift using the plasma tip. So we're looking forward to all of that. We've got a packed session and welcome. We're really glad to have you on this call today. Before we start, please let us know if you can hear us well, if you can see us well. Just put a plus in the chat window. If you can hear and see us well, that's great. Thank you. I see more people are joining, so welcome on the call. Okay, towards the end, we'll have an extended Q&A session. If we don't get to all your questions, please don't be concerned. Over the next day or two, we'll answer all your questions and we'll get back to you. We'll also be showing you and offering some additional bonuses right at the end, so hoping you can stay with us until then. But firstly, let's get acquainted. Please tell us which city are you from, which kind of treatments you specialize in. Do you currently provide the plasma treatment or some of the plasma treatments, yes or no? Please let us know something about you. I am Thijs Besson. This is my lovely wife, Ansha. We've been offering solutions to the industry for many, many years. We are both currently doing our master's degree in dermatology, so we really look forward to sharing some of the insights and some of the solutions that we've come across with you tonight. So when we first started out and we wanted to do our plasma training, I know Ansha had to fly to the UK, I had to fly to Germany and South Korea. We really had to travel far to find good quality training courses. And some of the challenges we were faced with is once we started administering these treatments, support was not easy to find, and we really struggled just to bounce ideas of anyone. And we really searched far and wide across the globe until we came across the Beauty Monsters Academy, a company based in Eastern Europe. And immediately, once we started talking to them, we realized they are based on the same principles as us. They've got a very academic foundation for their offering, their training course, and their key focus is quality education, quality training with two key focus points. And the first one is the safety and health of the client, and secondly, the reputation and the ultimate business benefit of the practitioner. So those focus points immediately aligned with what we had in mind, and hence our partnership. So we are very proud to announce this partnership. So we're bringing those training courses to Australia. For the last couple of years, they've been the largest multi-plasma cosmetology school. Close to 1,000 people across 21 countries going through these courses every year. And in addition, they've become the largest and most successful in the space. So very proud to be having and announcing this partnership. We are also offering a unique brand of plasma-specific cosmetics, and we've got more information on these if you need it. But there's a range of lifting gels, there's a range of finishing, cleaning gels specifically for plasma treatments. All the information you hear that's built into the courses are CPD accredited, EU, CU certified, fully insurable. So that's what we'll be what we'll be talking about tonight. Perhaps one of the biggest reasons for us to have partnered with the Beauty Monster Academy is that they've got the largest and the most comprehensive clinical base in the industry. Literally tens of thousands of successful treatments. So these guys, and with us in partnership over the last few years, have really seen what is working, what is not working, and it is those successes that are really hard to find if you don't know where to look for those. And that's what we'll be talking about tonight. That's what we have built into this fantastic training course that we'll be talking about tonight as well. And those are the insights that you could get.
And I think the protocols that you need and that's been specified for each treatment, how the pin should be actually set. And the other thing that we found when we came back from our overseas training is that there's no before and after pictures.
Yep.
Because there's no support. So that's the great thing about this partnership that we've got.
Absolutely. So to summarize, just some of the points that we've spoken about: largest, most successful training organization, literally hundreds of people across multiple countries doing this every week, every month, every year. They are live as well as online training courses. There's this unique range of plasma-specific cosmetics, all the accreditation that you're looking for, and founded on the biggest and most comprehensive clinical base. So let's start talking more specifically about the multi-plasma rejuvenation technology treatments. Could you tell us who of you are familiar with this technology? Who of you are practicing it at the moment? Please let us know. It's great to know who of you are doing it at the moment. Ansha, perhaps we should start by just talking briefly about why we have fallen in love with plasma treatments and perhaps why we continue to fall in love with these treatments. So the question is it because of the wide range of popular treatments? Is it because of the cost effectiveness? Is it because of the great return on investment, or maybe the fact that there's results after the first treatment?
Definitely results. That is my biggest reason why I fell in love with it. The client comes to the clinic, you treat the client, and there's results.
Fantastic.
You've got a happy client afterwards.
Yeah, because what that gives you is a client that gives great feedback to your clinic, a client that tells all of his or her friends about it. So increased business, repeat business, great references, and ultimately great additional revenue streams that you're adding to your business.
Absolutely.
Okay. In terms of popular treatments, there's really a range of more than 30. I'm not going to go through that. It's everything on the face, the neck, the tummy, the rest of the body, really. Some minimally invasive and some completely non-invasive treatments. We'll go through that in more detail. Some pictures about the non-surgical blepharoplasty upper eyelid treatment. You can see great results there in that bottom slide. Tightening of the tummy. This particular client is young. She's only 26 years old. She's got a beautiful bikini body, but after the birth of her first child, she had some excess skin on her tummy. And with one single plasma treatment, we were able to tighten the excess skin, remove the excess skin, and get her back into a bikini. You can even see the shape of the waist returning on the side there, returning back to its former shape, which is absolutely fantastic, and this client's over the moon.
Absolutely. She phoned about 6 months after the treatment, and just to let me know that the confidence that she has now in actually wearing a bikini.
Correct.
And for the 8 years since she had, or not 8 years, for 6 years since she had a baby, that she couldn't wear it.
Correct. Guys, so this is the kind of thing that we're talking about. It's not just another treatment, not just another treatment in the range of so many skin rejuvenation treatments. It is a treatment and a range of treatments that really make a difference to the lives of your clients. And it is those kind of results that exceed your clients' expectations, that make that they will give you fantastic feedback, fantastic references. They'll be a great advocate for your business and the treatments that you are establishing. And it all adds up to that great additional revenue stream that you'll be adding to your business. There's also some skin tags and the like that could be removed. There's neck lifts that could be done. There's scar removal that could be done. I mean, this kind of result you can't really get with any other technology on the market. If we look at the before picture directly after the treatment and a few weeks later, this is almost unheard of. And it's just part of the repertoire that you'll have of great treatments that you'll be able to do. Lip augmentation without fillers, injections, no pain. It's just awesome. The list goes on and on. And you know what? It is actually quite cost effective for your clients. It might have a high price tag, but bear in mind, if you can have significant skin tightening and removal of excess skin for a few $100s with long-lasting results, that's not a bad treatment to go through.
Absolutely, and you know people like it because you get people starting with the upper eye. Usually start with upper eye and lower eye, then it's brow lift, then it's jaw lift, then it's mouth, then it's neck. So they come back for more and more.
Yeah, because they see the value,
Absolutely.
They understand the value, and they can't wait to get more and more done. Okay, so in relation with other treatments on the market, the plasma treatments, what we find is in about 80% of our clients, one treatment is sufficient. They're more than happy with the results after one treatment. In some cases, you need a second treatment. In a handful of cases, we've seen a third and maybe even a fourth treatment required. It all depends on the amount of excess skin, the amount of loose skin, sagging skin, the condition of the client's skin, the age of the client, things like that. But in most of the cases, as I've said, more than 80%, one treatment is sufficient. And that is great compared to other treatments.
And that in combination with your mesotherapy.
Correct.
That's awesome.
Correct. So a course typically might have a price tag of, say, $5,000. But bear in mind, if you charge an average price of around $500 per treatment, you are going to make up that initial capital outlay very, very quickly. And from there, it's profit upon profit upon profit. So this is actually very profitable for you as a practitioner. And it can be a fantastic additional revenue stream to your business. Let's look at some of the visible results after just one single treatment. You'll see here on the screen 2 examples of an upper eyelid tightening. That's a picture before, that's a picture after. That's a great result there. Before there on the right-hand side, after there on the right-hand side, a great result after just one treatment. You'll also see, once you start comparing, it is many times cheaper than plastic surgery. It is much more effective than many of the other treatments available on the market. So plasma is unique in the sense that it offers this amazing results, long-lasting, quick recovery. It's almost unheard of in the beauty industry. And it's natural, as you say, natural regeneration processes that are stimulated. There's no injections, there's no chemicals involved. It's all natural processes, and yeah, it's fantastic. What we do find as well is that because of the profitability of these treatments, that 45 to 70% of treatments, typically from students that have gone through our courses, are plasma treatments because it gives great results. The clients love it. Um, there's just so many wins associated with these treatments. So yeah, they're very popular among people that have gone through our training courses. Let's quickly look at the technology behind it. I'm not going to spend too much time on this. We do cover this in a lot of detail during our training course because it's important for you to understand the technology. What have you got in your hand? How does this device work? So you've heard about the 3 states of matter. Well, plasma is a 4th state. It is the most of the universe consists of a plasma state, which is an ionized gas. It's ionized air, which is essentially just air with
More electrons.
with released electrons, so they become positively charged. That's essentially what it is. In the air gap between the tip of the device and the skin, bearing in mind the tip of the device never touches or penetrates the skin. For those of you who are new to the technology, there's an electromagnetic air pocket being created between the tip of the device and the skin. Electrons are released, and the ionization that occurs there, the technical term for that is plasma. It's a small little plasma pocket. One of the features of that plasma pocket is that it is highly conductive, so the plasma arc can flow from the device to the skin. That's essentially what happens in terms of the technology. This is what it looks like. If you look at the actual ablation dots blown up a few times, it is an ablation only in the epidermis. So we certainly won't be breaching the basal membrane. We only work in the epidermal layer of the skin. However, we do see that the plasma energy is released into the dermal layer, and we'll show you some before and after pictures of that in a minute. This is what it looks like. Those are the plasma dots directly after the treatment. You can see the lines on the left-hand side before. That bigger line below the eye, you can see how that's already, the skin is tightened in that area, how that line is sort of stretched open. It looks like a white line that's formed. That's essentially just that wrinkle under the eye where the skin is now tightened and it's stretched it open. That's a beautiful sign. You'll see this many times over as you do this treatment. So essentially, we can break this down into 2 stages. Firstly, in the epidermal layer, there is a carbonization and, as a result, a vaporization of small particles of skin with an immediate tightening at the epidermal layer. Secondly, in the dermal layer, because of the plasma energy released into the dermal layer, you'll see regeneration processes of collagen strands, collagen fibers, elastin fibers being active. On the left-hand side, that's a before picture of very loose and fragmented collagen fibers. On the right-hand side, an after picture a few weeks later, where those processes have regenerated. The skin has formed its elasticity, it's formed its shape back to earlier years. And that's the great thing, because you essentially take the skin back a number of years. You give the client a second lease on the skin, essentially.
Skin life.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And there's the proof. That's exactly what happens at the epidermal and at the dermal level. And this is unique. This is unique. I mean, we don't see that combination with any other treatment. It is unique in the beauty industry. That's why plasma it's so unique, and the results are so fantastic. So in terms of what is required for 100% safe and successful plasma treatment, each and every time, I'm going to call out 3 things. There's the right plasma pen, there's the right protocols, and there's a great post-care protocol. Let's look at that quickly. I'm showing some differences here between a successful treatment and an unsuccessful treatment. On the left-hand side, that is what we'll be teaching you to do. That is certainly what you will do if you come through our training courses. On the right-hand side is an example of some of the horror scenes that are happening out there, and we see this on the internet every day, every week. This is what you need to avoid, and we will go through all the details of how not to do that. As you can see there, because of the intensive treatment there, the result is a pitted, scarred upper eyelid. And I mean, there are so many risk factors that are introduced if the treatment is not successful. We'll talk about that in much more detail. So we can clearly say that the right ablation dot is the foundation of a safe and successful treatment. We've just seen it with those series of pictures in the previous slides. Now, the right ablation dots depends on a number of factors. Let's quickly look at the pens available in the market. We get Chinese pens, we get Korean pens, we get European pens. What are the differences in terms of plasma effect between all these pens? So technically, these pens all do the same thing. They form an electromagnetic field between the tip of the device and the skin. There's a plasma air pocket, and a plasma arc flows from the device to the skin. However, we're going to give you specific things that you can check, compare, in order to make an informed and a rational decision. This is what we had to search across the globe to find these answers. These are all coming to you pre-packaged and showing you what is working. On the left-hand side, again, that is what you want to be doing. That's a safe and successful treatment. From that before picture to directly after to a few weeks later, tight new skin underneath. On the right-hand side is what you want to be avoiding. So how do we do that? Let's quickly look. Again, the ablation dot magnified at the top of a successful treatment, ablation only in the epidermal level. At the bottom, an ablation dot breaching the basal membrane, burning the skin, introducing risks of scarring, pigmentation, discomfort, pain, things like that. How do we do that? So in terms of factors affecting that quality, we need to look at three things. Firstly, there's the power and the frequency settings of the pen. There's the composition and the thickness of the needle, and then there's the exposure time. Let's quickly run through this. What we see with many of the European pens is that they are really well built with great engineering and great quality. However, they do not have the ability to adjust the power and the frequency levels. And it's important because obviously you'll be treating different skin types, different treatment areas, different treatment types. The epidermis on the upper eyelid is 0.1 millimeter thick. It's much thicker in other parts of the body. So you want to be able to adjust your pen, your device, to, before you've even started the treatment, to put you in a position to do a safe and successful treatment. So we can clearly state that the probability to burn the skin and to leave a scar using the standard power output in a device where this cannot be changed, if you are an inexperienced practitioner, that probability, that risk is very high. So we want to cut out that risk and bring you something that's safe and successful each and every time. So the Beauty Monster professional system has got 4 power levels, 4 frequency levels. Again, as we've said, for the specific treatment area, treatment type, skin type, it's very important to put you in a position to do this safely and successfully every time. Let's look at the composition and the thickness of the needles. Again, if you look at the top, a thick needle automatically leaves a deeper and more intense ablation dot. A thinner, more delicate needle leaves a smaller ablation dot, and there's a few flow-on effects after that. Obviously, with a smaller ablation dot, your recovery period is quicker. Your risk of going too deep is much less. It's just so much safer than a thicker needle. And why are we saying this? Because again, the Beauty Monster system has got an ultra thin needle, shortening the healing time by up to 30%, putting you in a position to do this safely and successfully each and every time. Obviously, the plasma exposure time is the third variant that comes into play. With an ultra thin needle working with a device with the correct settings, it's easy to find the correct exposure time, and those three factors combined will give you a successful result. It's as simple as that. What else is important? I'm not going to spend too much time on this. We obviously, if you have additional functional tips, like with the Beauty Monster system, you can just be adding additional revenue streams to your business. Tonight, we'll be doing a demonstration of the Conus tip. It's a fantastic treatment.
Yeah.
It gives you great first-time results. If you do a series of treatments, you get amazing results without any ablation. It is also called dotless plasma. It's for people who don't want any downtime whatsoever. It gives a great result. Most of the European pens only have one tip. So again, you're limited to specific types of treatments. Just a few slides there on the number of functional tips from the plasma system. We'll talk about that more during our demonstration. But this is a great device for all the reasons we've mentioned before. Let me also just highlight the fact that all the tips are made from medical grade SUS 316 stainless steel. It's a medical grade device with a non-slip silicone coating, and it enables you, it puts you in a position to do this safely every time. The probability of anything going wrong is so slim. We've taken out the risk. You'll be safe, you'll be successful, and the clients will love it. You'll exceed their expectations. The right protocols, there's a number of mistakes that people make. And it's a combination of having the wrong device, not having the right treatment protocols, poor training. You know, what we've seen is that more than 50% of the people who attend our training courses have done similar training courses before, but they come back because they don't feel confident. They feel they're missing something. And the reputation of our training courses are such that people can walk out of these training courses. It's a one-day training course, but the very next day, you'll be able to confidently, safely, effectively do these range of treatments. Chasing fast result is a very common mistake. People want to do too much too quick. It is very wrong for a number of health reasons, like too much loading on the immune system, the lymphatic system. It can be very dangerous. You want to be doing one small area at a time.
And also impacts the healing and the results you're going to get. And those are all the things that we will go into more detail in the training course.
Correct. And again, we are saying this because the health and safety of your client is our main priority. Mistake number 2, working inside the crevice. I actually cannot believe that we're still seeing this.
It is a nightmare.
In pictures on the internet. But that is so wrong, as you can actually make that wrinkle more permanent by doing that.
Now, I saw today both of these. One, a woman that was done, and she wrote that there was not one place on her face that didn't have a dot.
Yeah.
And then she's saying that the results weren't that great. Yeah. I want to die.
Correct.
And the other one where it was in the crevice.
Yeah. Correct. I'm going to run through these last couple of slides a little bit quicker. We want to get to our demonstrations. A common mistake is for ablation dots to be placed too close together. As you can see on the right-hand side, you essentially have one big scar, and that has got risk written all over it for very obvious reasons. Not having the correct safety protocols, specifically when we talk about upper eyelid, lower eye treatments. The safety protocols, how close you can come to the eyelid, very, very important. We've got all the detailed protocols mapped out in our training courses. Because of this large clinical base, we've really seen what's working, what's not working. And these rules that we've just given you, they certainly stand out. There are also many, many others, like how soon after other treatments can we do a plasma treatment? How soon after injectables can we do a plasma treatment? We're going to go through scars, how to treat scarring, the different types of scars, stretch marks. We're going to go through that. Removing skin tags, we'll go through that. And all of this because of your reputation. You need to be in a position to confidently, safely, effectively perform the range of treatments so that clients will give you great feedback, great references, and they will come back with all their friends. That's what we want. That's what this is aimed about. So our mission, our purpose is to train top practitioners and to grow your business. That's what it's all about. So based on this, the question is really, is this you? Do you want to be one of those top practitioners, establishing yourself at this time when plasma is still fairly new in the Australian market as a top practitioner? This is a great opportunity to be doing that. I think at this stage, we're going to stop with the presentation slides. I've been talking long enough. We are going to continue with our treatments of the non-invasive conus tip and the plasma tip doing the brow lift. So we will speak to you soon. We'll be doing 2 plasma treatment demonstrations tonight. The first of which is using a completely non-invasive technology. The Beauty Monster Professional System comes with a number of non-invasive functional tips. We'll be using one of those tonight for people who just simply don't want to afford the downtime. So the tip that we'll be using is the conus tip. It looks like this, and it offers a completely non-invasive treatment. I'll start by applying this plasma lifting gel, which is a hyaluronic acid gel. And the area we are going to treat is the area right below the eyes and the crow's feet there. You can see some very fine lines. We're going to treat that with a conus tip in a completely non-invasive way. Okay, so simply what we do is we would move the conus tip diagonally across those fine lines in a movement like this. The client does not feel anything, there's no pain, there's no discomfort, there's no ablation of the skin, but the plasma energy is released deeper into the skin, into the dermal level, where the regeneration of the collagen and elastin processes are happening. After a few minutes of treatment, you can see the increased blood flow to that area. You can see the skin becoming a little bit red in that area after a few minutes, which is a good sign because it means there's increased blood flow and there's certainly increased stimulation of those regeneration processes. Does it hurt? Do you feel anything?
Yes.
Okay. The other 2 functional tips that are non-invasive are the thermal tip and the fractional tip, which are both used for plasma mesotherapy, for infusing serums and nutrients into the skin. But this particular treatment it's also called the dotless plasma, which is tightening the skin, stimulating regeneration processes through plasma energy into the dermal level. I can already see some nice tightening of the skin around there. The client will certainly, over the next day or two, feel a tightening effect in the area. The skin will literally feel tighter as those regeneration processes are happening. So as you can see, we can move fairly close to the eye, but obviously we won't put any pressure on the eyeball itself. Because this is a non-invasive treatment, it is best to administer a series of treatments. So typically 4 to 6 treatments, say a week or two apart, will offer the best result. There will be visible results after the first treatment, but it's short-term results if it's only done if it's only a once-off treatment. But in a series of 4 to 6 treatments, the results are longer lasting, and from there you could go onto a maintenance program where you could move to a monthly, bi-monthly, quarterly treatment, maintenance treatment, to the point where the client would ultimately get 3 or 4 conus tip treatments per year to maintain a tight and a beautiful looking skin. Okay, I think that's great. That's a great result in that area, and it is very short treatment. You just need a few minutes. Within 10-15 minutes you can make a big difference. There's quite large areas of the face that can be covered with this treatment. You can do large areas on the chin, on the cheek, on the upper cheeks, the nasolabial folds. There's quite large areas that you can cover in quite a quick time frame. So this is a great treatment to add additional revenue to your clinic. So this treatment is perfect if you've got if the client has a big event coming up and they don't want to have any downtime whatsoever, so we won't be doing a plasma treatment with a plasma tip. Then a conus treatment like this will give a tightening of the skin and a beautiful tight skin for the big event without any downtime whatsoever, completely non-invasive, but a great way to prepare for that big event. In a short time frame, I mean just 10-15 minutes at a time, come in for 4 to 6 treatments and you'll be ready for your big event. Okay, with that we're going to move on to our second treatment of the night, which is a treatment with a plasma tip. For the second treatment, we'll be using the plasma tip, which is slightly more invasive in terms of the ablation dots that it leaves on the skin, but it also gives the fantastic results of skin tightening and lifting. So tonight we'll be doing a brow lift. Last week we looked at an upper eyelid tightening procedure. Tonight we'll do a brow lift. So at this stage, we've already gone through a number of steps in the treatment protocol. We've told the client what to expect. We have gathered medical information about the client. We have gone through the consent forms. And we've already cleaned the face. We've already applied alcohol-free antiseptic. The next step would be to remove the numbing cream on half of the face. So the reason we cover it with cling wrap is to prevent the numbing cream for acting with anything else but the skin. Firstly, I'll remove the numbing cream. And then we'll clean the area with an alcohol-free antiseptic. So important when you do a plasma treatment is to plan your treatment before you start. So you want to know what you're going to do, where you're going to do it. And one of the things to consider is where the lift is. You need to understand the lift. So a lot of times we see a brow lift performed in this middle area. However, if you just use your finger like this, you can see there's a bigger lift in that area there and on the side here. So those are the two areas we'll be targeting for a nice brow lift. This client has a grade 3 drooping eyelid, and as such she'll get a lot of benefit from this brow lift. So those two areas we'll be targeting. So I'll just mark with a highlighter the area that we will be treating. So we're looking at a lift in that area and then a lift in that area. Okay, so to prevent the colorant going into the skin, I'll just be working in between those lines, those markers. So we'll start with a medium intensity V line in this area. So the double V line automatically forms a 5-point pattern, which is the most effective pattern for skin tightening with a plasma tip. So these ablation dots will form scabs after 2 to 3 days. The scabs should be protected and allowed to heal naturally. And when they fall off naturally after 4 to 6 days, it'll leave a tight new skin underneath. The scabs are important as they seal the little wounds. And as they seal the wound, it allows for a moist healing to take place inside. And for those fibroblasts to really cross the mini wound bed. So there's a line on the face there. I'm careful not to go into the deepening of the line, but work on both sides of the crevice. So we can get a nice tightening effect on both sides. So we'll continue the treatment on the side area here. See, there's a line there, so we'll treat that nicely with a V line below and then a V line above. Okay, then we simply proceed with a double V line. The great thing about this Beauty Monster device, as you can see, is the ultra thin needle, leaving very delicate ablation dots, and also the ability to set the power and frequency levels give you a very safe instrument to work with. So the risk of performing the treatment too intensely is almost reduced completely. So you go right up to the hairline. Perfect. After the treatment, we take some alcohol-free antiseptic and just dab the area. Important not to rub, as those ablation dots need to be protected. They are open channels and they need to be protected to form scabs that will naturally heal and naturally fall off. So just dabbing that area. Okay, and that looks beautiful. You can see the increased blood flow in the area, even though the ablation dot is only in the superficial layer of the skin, only in the epidermal layer. The plasma energy was certainly released into the dermal layer, where we will have stimulation of the collagen and elastin regeneration processes. So we look forward to seeing the results there over the next 4, 8, and 12 weeks, but expecting a nice tightening and lifting effect. Okay, so firstly we'll be removing the numbing cream. At this stage, all the other parts of the treatment protocol have already been done. We've explained to the client exactly what to expect. We've answered all the client's questions. We've gathered medical information. We've gone through the consent forms. We've done a decent clean of the skin. We've applied some antiseptic cream. So important to understand again the areas of lift that we're after. So this area over here is typically what we will be looking at, and also on the side there, these two areas here give the greatest lift for a brow. So that's what we'll be targeting. So firstly, we put the client at ease, so ask them just to relax. We'll start by making a few small ablation dots just to test the effectiveness of the numbing cream. So I'll just in the middle there make a few ablation dots. How does that feel?
Couldn't feel a thing.
Okay, perfect. So then working in our first primary area with a medium intensity V line. We'll start right there. The double V line automatically gives a 5-point pattern, which is the most effective pattern for tightening. The ablation dots that we see there will form scabs after 2 to 3 days. The scabs should be protected. They should be allowed to heal naturally and naturally fall off after about 4 to 6 days, at which point it'll leave a tight new skin underneath. The scabs are important because they not only seal the small little wound, but they also help by protecting the wound healing process, in the sense that as it seals the wound, it allows for a moist wound healing environment, so all the cells can do their work and actually migrate across that little wound bed until it's really filled up that little ablation dot completely. Without the scab, you run the risk of the cells drying out before that wound is healed properly, and that's why you sometimes see a bit of pittedness and you see an incomplete wound healing process. So we continue up to the hairline, just like that, flaring out a little bit at the ends, so not to leave blunt lines, but that looks pretty good. Okay, so the last area we'll be doing is just on the side of the brow to just get the lift in that direction. Again, a medium intensity V line. As you can see, this treatment goes fairly quickly. A brow lift should take you no longer than about 20 minutes to complete, right up to the hairline. Like that. That's perfect. Lastly, we will just cover the area in between just with a low intensity V line, just to maximize the tightening effect. After the
treatment, I'll be dabbing some alcohol-free antiseptic over the area. I won't rub the skin, as we want to protect those open ablation dots, those open channels. So just dab. Now the interesting thing about a plasma treatment is that even though we've done a brow lift, it'll lift the skin lower down as well. And you'll see, for instance, if you do a treatment on the upper cheeks, it'll lift even lower down. So because the skin on the face is connected, a brow lift will actually do some more work further down as well. So it's always good if there's more than one area that you want to treat. Start at the top, see what the lifting effect is, and then do the rest further down. Afterwards, I'll just be very lightly dabbing some numbing cream on this area, which will just tighten the capillaries slightly, reduce the blood flow ever so slightly to this area to prevent excessive redness and swelling, just to give a better client experience. So just a very light dabbing of numbing cream in this area. If it's daytime and the client were to go outside, you'd also apply a SPF 50 on top of this.
Okay, guys, welcome back. Just to sort of recap what we've been doing, I hope you've enjoyed those demonstrations of the non-invasive conus tip and the plasma tip. The combination of the non-invasive functional tips and the plasma tip, it gives you such a range of options, and they're all fantastic. It's going to bring so much extra business and revenue to your clinic. And I'm going to be at this point just publishing our course dates for the upcoming courses that's available. Please have a look at that, guys. So these training courses are available across all the major cities in Australia. You can have a look at the course dates. You can have a look at and how to book your seat. It includes everything you need to start doing this work the very next day. And what you'll be getting, obviously, is, in our view, one of the safest and most effective plasma pens in the industry. You'll be getting all the functional tips. You'll be getting the master's work with detailed protocols, step-by-step treatment descriptions. You'll be getting a certificate from the academy, from the device manufacturer as well. You'll be getting the post-study modules to keep you really informed about the latest information on treatments, etc. You'll be getting marketing material so you can actually start promoting this the very next day. You'll be getting all the CE certificates, etc., etc. The full and friendly support, unlimited supervision. Nothing can go wrong, essentially. You get the full package. So even if you don't know much about plasma treatments at the moment, after this course and after the post modules and all the support you'll be getting, you'll have everything you need. So if you're ready to do this, please let us know. We'll be in touch, and we can start sharing that fantastic journey with you.
And we've got a payment plans as well. Obviously, if you need more of that, just let us know, and we can discuss that with you.
Correct. Let me quickly just tell you about the special bonuses. There's bonuses available for 7 spots tonight. The first one is the complete set of plasma-specific cosmetics, lifting gels, a cleaning gel, a finishing gel. It's valued at $220. There's additional bonus tips. We're going to be doing a treatment with a conus tip tonight. You'll see that in action. It's a fantastic functional tip, non-invasive tip. It's fantastic. You'll see that in action tonight. Additional catalog of works, additional training. If you do want it, you could, as many times as you want, attend our training sessions for free afterwards, if that's what you want. So initially priced at $8,270 for this training course, including all of the items that I've spoken about. This is available at a discount of $5,700, including GST. But tonight, for 7 people only, this is available at an additional discount. So the price comes down to $4,960. and you can benefit from that by just paying a small deposit, and you've got our 100% guarantee that nothing can go wrong. You will be able to safely and successfully do this in your practice the very next day. Again, just some of those miracles. This is an under eye treatment that we've done. And when we saw these results, we had to look a number of times to make sure, is this the same person? Because the results are outstanding.
Yeah, I don't actually want to use it on Facebook, because people are going to say,
this is the same person. It's a result 6 weeks later with a Plasma Beauty Monster device after just one treatment. This is the kind of thing you can be bringing into your practice. That tummy tightening results, also fantastic. We just continue to see fantastic results. If you like what you're seeing, please let us know. It'll be fantastic to hear from you. And you can basically do this by just clicking on the book your seat button, $250 deposit, and we'll be in touch. We can take it from there. We also have payment plans available. We'll talk to you about our payment plans on a one-on-one basis. It's plans ranging from 3 to 12 months payment at very low cost to you. We bear the cost of that payment plan because we would like to help you bring this into your business and make a success. Microblading, whatever you specialize in, you'll be perfect for doing plasma treatments. We'd love to see you at the training courses. The list of our training dates and training venues are available, so please download that. We hope to be able to see you at any of those venues. And guys, just typically what happens if you don't take this next step is that a year later, you might on a rainy day look through the window and thinking, I could have done this. By now, I could have established my plasma business, because now is the time. It's new in the industry in Australia. It's now the right time to establish yourself and build that client base. So I hope you won't be regretting not starting now. This is a great time to do it, and we look forward to sharing this journey with you. It's fantastic for so many reasons. I'm not going to repeat all of that again, but thank you for your time. Thanks for joining us on this webinar. If we haven't answered your questions, please just bear with us. We're going to come back to you over the next few days, and we really hope to be talking to you soon and to be sharing this fantastic journey with you. So thank you very much, and hope to be talking to you soon. Thank you.